ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम नमः श्री यतिराजाय विवेकानंद सूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। ओम। To develop our personality, we must understand what we mean by personality. In Indian thought, our personality is analyzed as consisting of 5 levels, sheets or coverings. They cover the divinity, which is the inner core of our personality. The 5 layers represented by 5 different shades, as we can see one over other, the 5 dimensions of our personality. The first is physical dimension. We can say Annamaya Kosha. The outermost layer consists of our physical appearance and our entire physical body. Second, Pranamaya Kosha, energy dimension, initiates bodily function. This Pranamaya initiates bodily functions. Third is mental dimension, Manomaya Kosha. This is characterized by the activities of the mind, that is, thinking, feeling, and storing of information of various subjects and experiences, that is, skills, incidents, pain, pleasure, love, etc. Fourth, Vijnanamaya Kosha, intellectual dimension, represents the buddhi aspect of our personality. This involves decision making, creative and deep thinking, willpower, discrimination between the right and wrong, and identification with external objects and activities like I eat, I play, my country, like that. Fifth one, Anandamaya Kosha, blissful dimension. It manifests as joy, peace, and satisfaction felt on account of some activity, that is, like sleep, or when absorbed in art, music, or anything that occupies our total attention. Each succeeding dimension is subtler than the preceding one and pervades it. This can be understood by taking the example of a sponge dipped in water. Just as the sponge has water within and without, so also these 5 dimensions or 5 sheets subtly pervade each other. Beyond these 5 dimensions is our divine self, the core of our personality. So, personality development is the harmonious development of all the 5 layers such that it helps in the manifestation of divinity. In other words, it is the integrated development of our physical, mental, intellectual, moral, and spiritual faculties. Such a person is great in head, heart, and deed. Swami Vivekananda says regarding this, what we want is to see the man who is harmoniously developed, great in heart, great in mind, great in deed. We want the man whose heart feels intensely the miseries and sorrows of the world, and the man who not only can feel but can find the meaning of things, who delves deeply into the heart of nature and understanding, the man who will not even stop there, who wants to work out the feeling and meaning by actual deeds. Such a combination of head, heart and hand, what we want. So, regarding this personality development, now we will see what is divinity. We know that milk turns sour very quickly, but if we have seen ghee, then we understand that there is something in milk which lasts longer. Similarly, our body is subject to decay, but the divinity within us is eternal. The divinity within makes us want to live forever, know everything, and be eternally joyful. This urge is very natural to us, as burning power is the essential nature of fire, so is divinity is our essential nature. This divinity in us is the repository of infinite and eternal bliss, power, knowledge, existence. When we follow certain disciplines with faith, we can know more and more of our divine nature. It expresses itself as truthfulness, sincerity, responsibility, forbearance, forgiveness, simplicity, guilelessness, selfless love, service attitude, empathy, devotion, concentration, and control of senses and mind, purity, perfection, self-surrender, self-actualization, and self-realization. Whatever excellence we see around us in art, science, or in any field is but a manifestation of this divinity only. Whatever joy we experience in this world is but a particular particle of this eternal joy, is an ansa of this Ananta Atmaswarupa. Swami Vivekananda was never tired of rousing people to be conscious of their inherent divinity and perfection. He wanted this divinity to manifest in our day-to-day lives. He says, each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one or more or all of these, and be free. This is his gist of his entire life's message. Based on this principle of Swami Vivekananda's central or core teaching, we can understand what is true personality or personality development. Swami Vivekananda's emphasis on divinity is essential nature of each and every being, each and every human being. Through that only true personality can be developed, or character can be totally flowered. True life should be a flowering of the personality. In this context, let us see what is character. Personality development is possible only on the foundation of a strong and good character. How is character formed? Let us see. There is a saying, sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. It is based on Yoga Vasistha. Character is repeated habits. Habits are nothing but our actions performed again and again over a period of time. Actions are prompted by our thoughts. It is a simple concept of cause and effect, karya karana vichara. Therefore, we have to be extremely careful about the thoughts that enter our mind. Swami Vivekananda says, whatever you think, that you will be. If you think yourself weak, weak you will be. If you think yourself strong, strong you will be. Thoughts depend on our association. The people we mix with, the people we read, the music we hear, and the interest we cultivate, all this are the contributors to the central character of a personality in a given context. We must therefore ensure that our thoughts and actions are noble, positive, constructive, and inspiring. Once at Chicago, Swami Vivekananda remarked to a passerby who teased him for his dress, "In your country, gentlemen are made by tailors, but in our country, character makes a gentleman." In this context, let us verify what is true character or what is the true contributor for a good character. In this, we should remember Panchashila, which we hear right from our childhood. Shila Nirmanamu. The Panchashila are the 5 basic concepts that are fundamentally required to have a stable, strong, and good character. Pancha in Sanskrit means 5 and Shila means discipline. What is put into practice? They are first, self-confidence. Swami Vivekananda says, the old religion said that he was an atheist who did not believe in God. The new religion says that he is an atheist who does not believe in himself. Many people in history have succeeded in life in spite of physical disability, deficiency of education, money, etc. But what they had in abundance was self-trust, the self-actualization, self-confidence. This self-confidence can do miracles. Helen Keller, a deaf and blind woman, achieved so much through self-confidence and persistent efforts. We can see that kind of personalities in every society, in every juncture of the time period. Second aspect of a true character contribution is self-reliance, Atmanirbharata, which we hear nowadays more. What we are today is the result of our past actions. What we do today will shape our future. If only we assume responsibility for our lives now, infinite possibilities are in store for us. Ekalavya did not lose hope when Duryodhana refused to accept him as a disciple for various reasons. He learned archery on his own and even surpassed Arjuna. Swami Vivekananda says, when we have nobody to grope towards, no devil to lay our blame upon, no personal God to carry our burdens, when we are alone responsible, then we shall rise to our highest and best. The third aspect of the contributor of personality or a true character is self-knowledge, Atma-jnana. For self-confidence and self-reliance to be on an unshakable footing, we need correct knowledge about ourselves. Swami Vivekananda says, I may be a little bubble and you may be a wave mountain high, but know that for both of us, the infinite ocean is the background. The infinite Brahman is our magazine of power and strength, and we can draw as much as we like. This self-knowledge that you are not mere bodies, but part and parcel of the infinite spirit is true knowledge. There is a story of a tiger cub that grew up with a flock of sheep, believing that it was a lamb. One day, another tiger showed this lamb cub its reflection in the water. Then the tiger cub discovered its true nature and roared with confidence. This self-confidence, this self-knowledge helps us tap our hidden infinite sources of power, joy, and perfection. Next aspect of true contributor of character building is self-control. Agitation of the mind obstructs the manifestation of the divine qualities. Swami Vivekananda believed that one who has perfect self-control would not be affected by any outside influence. He is no longer a slave to his desires. Self-control involves disciplining our mind and emotions through systematic training and learning to use them for a great purpose or a greater purpose. We should practice self-control by avoiding excess food, talk, sleep, and unwanted activities in thought like daydreaming, word and deed, manasa, vacha, karmana. Filtration, purification. Next aspect of character building is self-sacrifice, tyagam. Vivekananda says, you must be pure and help anyone who comes to you, as much as lies in your power, and this is great karma. No internal growth is possible without self-sacrifice. This world is one of cause and effect. To get something, you have to give something, says the law of the external world. Similarly, to have inner growth, you must give something of yourself, feel one with your fellow beings and serve them, and thus you will become broad-minded and will manifest the divinity which is inherent within you. This is the law of the internal world, antarmukha jagat. In short, to get something higher, we need to give up something lower. Self-sacrifice provides genuine peace and lasting joy. It gives us confidence and lends power to our personality. These 5 important guiding principles ensure a successful and meaning formation of character. So, in this process of personality development, now we will see what is essential practice or action-oriented project. This is a, we can say, 4-fold action program. We will see it. If the above Panchashila are to be naturally active in our personality, we must practice daily a 4-fold personal action program as given. Now, we will see that. I will provide a chart. The duration of practice can be increased as per one's individual nature and capacity. First, we should do at least minimum 30 minutes of physical exercises, at least once in a day. Second is knowledge reading or listening or on self-development. Reading is not just merely mechanical novelist reading. Reading should be like a study, systematic study. And Sravanam, or learning from a person who we call as Guru or Acharya, one who knows what he speaks and one who lives as much as he can what he speaks. And third aspect of improvement can be done through prayer. At least we should do this 5 minutes in the morning or evening or in between, 3-4 times also will be very nice. Then we can do meditation at least 5 to 10 minutes twice a day. This is a fourfold action program. We will verify what is this all, how to do it. First is action. Excellence in work is called yoga, says Bhagavad Gita. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Life itself involves working mentally and physically continuously. As students, we have to study much deeper. So we must study with love and concentration and make all efforts to do well in our studies. At least 2 to 3 hours. Next, 30 minutes of physical exercise can refresh the mind and tone up the body, nervous system. It ensures healthy mind in a healthy body. We should perform at least one unselfish act once or twice or thrice as much as possible in our life, in and around the house, so that we feel one with our fellow human beings, and in the process manifest our true divine nature, which is the essential nature of one and all. We should perform at least one unselfish act every day, so that we feel one with our fellow beings, and in the process manifest our divine qualities. What we are seeing is psychological dimensions of our yoga, upasana, dhyana practices. Please keenly understand and observe. Duty of any kind is not to be slighted. Every work must be done consciously, honestly and completely, with an attitude of duty or as a service of Lord. These activities will broaden our mind and heart, build our self-confidence and make it possible to manifest the divine qualities hidden within us. Then knowledge. An increase in our knowledge broadens our horizons. Besides textbooks, we should study books on self-development,